there be light. Vintage watches. Watches that have been worn for decades. Watches that have seen the most time go by. I never had any until today. My granddad asked me if I wanted one of his watches. And I was like, of course, sure. Later on he told me it was his dad's watch. My great granddad's watch. Now I was really surprised when I seen this, right? Because this could be any watch, right? A wee quartz watch, nothing fancy, okay? The brand is nothing high end. I was surprised to see that the movement was automatic and not a quartz movement. I am still learning my millimeters, to be honest, and how to guess what it would be. But I'd say it'd be a 35, 36 millimeters or smaller. Whoa! Enough stalling, show the watch. Woo! So, as we can see, it's Seconda, a brand that I quite like. Now, for being worn in the 70s, it's great condition. There's plenty of scratches on that crystal, but what else do you expect? There's no cracks. You can see it's not moving right now, and I've yet to figure out, you know, if it's a wind up, if it's a motion, but you know, it's a process. I am no genius in vintage watches, right? Especially vintage watches with an automatic movement. So who knows what could be going on in there? That's broke, I don't know. But whenever the crown is fully closed and I try twisting it, it makes this very weird noise. Like, you ready? Like, what's going on there? That's me pulling it this way. If I twist it up, there's a lot more resistance and it almost like jumps back. I'm not too sure what that could be, but I think it might be the spring bar. I think whenever I'm twisting this, I'm tightening that spring to make the watch move. So I don't know what's going on, what movement it's got going on in there, how it works, automatic, mechanical, but nonetheless, it's moving. Pull out the crown. There we go. So moving the hands is no bother at all. Good, moves good, feels good. And you see the date window just jumped the 17th. Now that's the only way I can change the date window. Any other way does not work. I cannot pull it out one more time. I cannot pull it in one more time to change it myself. The date window does not work at all. So if I want to get this date window to the current date, which is the 15th, I've got to do millions upon millions of little spins just to get to that date, which mustn't be good for the watch. One more time here, and you can watch it jump. You got it? It goes really fast. So let's just put it some random time, like we'll put it here. You can see it has seen some things, it has been through the war, and it's kind of unsurprising when it was worn tens of years ago, the 70s. We have a little bit of a dome crystal actually, and that is something I've never seen before in real life or had on a watch yet, so that's always really cool. Again, on the crystal you can see all the scratches in the world on front of the dial. I'm going to take off my below the lunar pilot and give you guys what it looks like on my wrist, which there is something about it on the wrist which I will explain to you now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes of sizes to wear on the wrist, and I've tried wearing this on my wrist already, and unfortunately it does not seem to fit because I can't believe my arm is that thin. I would need about 1 more hole and then I'd set it perfect. So as you can see, this hole right here is tight as I can go, which is just simply not tight enough for me. So it's not the worst, it's not dramatic, right? But see, as soon as this goes, like, you angle your wrist down, like, look where it is. It's not it's on my hand, my wrist. I see him twist it on up like this, and I pull it down again, and it's up here, it's down here, it's all over the place. But one more hole, and you know, that'll be secured. There's a Dillard's that specializes in Seconda conveniently. It's the only watch they sell Seconda. So maybe they can do me a wee favour and potentially put 1 to 2 more holes in this strap. I'm not going to do it myself because I'll just damage it, I'll not do it right. If I take it to the Dillard's, they should be able to get 2 holes in it for me. And they'll probably still charge me a tenner for it, like, but sure, it is what it is. I'm grateful I was able to get a watch like this, and I'm grateful it was passed down to me. I just love that cream sort of colour dial with the gold markers and the gold hands. And the fact it's automatic just makes it even more insane. Yes, it's a small watch, slim watch, 36mm, probably smarter than that, I don't really know. But that just, you know, it's working well on my wrist. And it's like the best size possible. It's funny because I'm wearing this absolute brute of a watch, so I am. That's like my biggest one in the collection. And now I'm wearing this little thing. On the buckle, if you look closely, on the other side I'm pretty sure, we have this little symbol. You see it there? Z? I do not know what it means, but it is there. For a really thin and small leather strap to be worn for over 60 years and it looks this good is really surprising. Now, tomorrow is Monday and that means I'm back to school. So after school, I'm going to walk my little legs down to the local Dillard's in the main street and ask them, hey, would you be able to possibly puncture a wee extra hole or 2 in that strap for me? Once I've done that, I can wear this watch very nicely on the wrist. It's almost giving me vintage Omega vibes. You know, those like 200, 400, 500 pound vintage Omegas you see? Yeah, creamy dial, gold hands, you know, gold casing, basic bronze leather strap. It's a lot like an Omega. It's a lot like a vintage Omega Seamaster, which is what my first thoughts were whenever I seen it. Alright, since it's a vintage watch and it's automatic, I'd imagine this thing's timekeeping probably isn't the best. It'll gain or lose probably a lot of seconds a day, probably minutes a week at this matter. Guys, we're going to leave it off there. If you're a follower of the channel and you're always checking up on posting, I'll have at least 4 free videos all in this week for you to make up for it. So without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss them, because I'm posting soon. See you next time. Peace.